What's up everyone, I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech and this is a camera comparison between Moto G6 and the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Now these are the specifications of both phones. On the rear, Moto G6 sports a dual camera setup with a 12 megapixel primary camera with f1.8 aperture and a 5 megapixel secondary camera with f2.2 aperture. On the front it has an 8 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture and a dedicated LED flash. On the rear, even the Redmi Note 5 Pro has a dual camera setup with a 12 megapixel primary camera with f2.2 aperture and a 5 megapixel secondary camera with f2.0 aperture. On the front it has a 20 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture and a dedicated LED flash. Now let's look at the sample shots. Moto G6 has Auto HDR right out of the box, while the Redmi got it with the MIUI 9.5 update. For HDR shots, images from Redmi are a bit dull and colors are warm, while images from G6 look bright and has vibrant colors. While taking HDR pictures, capturing speeds were slightly faster on Redmi. Moto G6 takes like a second to capture the shot. Looking at both the pictures side by side, there is definitely a huge difference in color production between both the phones. And so far, I like the images from Moto, they just look more pleasing. Sharpness is good on both phones. It depends mostly on how steady your hands are. Even for regular pictures, images from Moto look more bright and pleasing, while images from Redmi look a bit dull. While taking macro shots, Moto struggles a little with focusing, while Redmi was fast. On the whole, for regular shots, I'll pick Moto as the winner. Now coming to portrait mode, here are the sample pictures. While taking portrait shots, with Redmi you get a cropped image, while shots from Moto are much wider. Once again there is a difference in color production and exposure levels, but most of the time, edge detection is much better on Redmi. So for portrait shots, I'll pick Redmi as the winner. Now coming to low light performance, there is a noticeable difference in color temperature. Colors are to the warmer side on Redmi, while it's cooler on Moto. In terms of color reproduction, I like Redmi, but it's pretty much a tie in this round, so you can pick the winner based on your preference. Now coming to selfies, these are some selfies taken in daylight and well-lit conditions. Selfies look good on both phones. There isn't a huge difference between them. Sometimes Moto did a better job, and sometimes Redmi did better. So you can pick the winner of this round based on your preference. I'll call it a tie. Now coming to portrait selfies, only Redmi has it, and here are some sample shots taken on Redmi Note 5 Pro. As of now, Moto doesn't have this feature. It is completely a software based feature, so Moto might add it with a future update. Now these are some more selfies taken in low light indoor conditions. In low lighting conditions, selfies from Moto look a bit dark and look a little more sharper, while selfies from Redmi look bright and clear. Once again you can pick the winner yourself. I'll pick Redmi as the winner, as I prefer bright images. Now coming to video recording, here's a sample footage from both phones. Both phones offer electronic image stabilization, and the footage looks pretty stable on both phones. On Moto G6, we can record video at a maximum of 1080p, but at 30fps and 60fps. But as of now, on Redmi Note 5 Pro, we can only record video at 1080p at 30fps. Now coming to the footage looks noticeably warmer on Moto, but at the same time, footage looks much cleaner than Redmi. Footage from Redmi is a bit overexposed, so the colors and the entire footage looks a bit faded. Even in terms of color reproduction, Moto looks more pleasing. Video stabilization and focusing speeds are good on both phones. For video recording, both do a good job, but I prefer Moto. Now coming to front camera video recording, here's the sample footage. So guys, this is a sample footage recorded using the Redmi Note 5 Pro and the Moto G6. On the left side I have the Redmi Note 5 Pro and on the right side I have the Moto G6. And I'm currently recording this video at 1080p resolution. Check out the noise cancellation and stabilization offered by both phones. Both phones can record video at a maximum of 1080p at 30fps using the front-facing camera, and both phones do not offer any stabilization for the front camera, and the footage is equally wide on both phones. Now coming to the footage itself, footage from Redmi looks a bit overexposed like Oppo and Vivo phones, and the background is completely blown out, while on Moto, subject looks a bit darker, but the background is visible. Once again, it's all about your preference. You can pick the winner based on your preference, but for this round, I'll pick Redmi as the winner. So guys, to conclude, for regular pictures, selfies and video recording, there isn't a huge difference between both the phones. Both phones handle image processing differently, so you get different results and you can pick the winner based on your preference. But if it was me, I'll pick Redmi as the winner, as you get better portrait shots for the rear camera and portrait selfies, and it's also way more powerful and has a bigger battery than the Moto G6. On the whole, you're getting a much better package with the Redmi Note 5 Pro with pretty good cameras. So guys, looking at the sample pictures and the sample footage, which phone do you think did better? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description, it really helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech signing off. Have a nice day.